Lionheart by Kate Bush is the overall second album by the pop, I believe it's pop, art rock broke pop album by, Kate Bush. Yeah, she is mostly known for this record, I believe, and I believe from early 80s stuff. Before I believe she stopped, making records. Maybe she was, disinterested in her own solo career. Yeah, she's still alive, so I don't know what she's doing now, but whatever. Discography. Yeah, but this is overall a really acclaimed song artist that, well, yeah, she was active for the 70s, 80s, and made one album in the 90s, and then made nothing for like 12 years. So yeah, I think this record it is really good. It is really poppy in a way. Yeah, it is mostly a pop album with some art rock style in there. This is requested by Rockdoo. He wanted me to check out some Kate Bush, and I've heard some good things about Kate Bush. Yeah, so I just really love a good pop album, and this was certainly really good. We have 10 songs. The first one being Symphony In Blue. It's a really short and sweet song. Well, all of the songs are, have the 3-minute mark except for the last one. Symphony in Blue is a really catchy song. It's really dominated by the piano, I believe, by Kate Bush, who does the and she actually writes all her songs. I read here. She does the vocals, harmony, vocals, piano, keyboards, recorder, arranger, and assistant producer. So there are some other guys like Brian Bett that does the guitar, some other guys that record vocals together with her, synthesizer by Duncan McKay, bass by Del Palmer. There are some bass tracks on there. So she has a lot of personnel. But Kate Bush is the main songwriter, of course. Symphony in Blue is a really catchy song. It's really great. There's a lot of melody to it. I just really love the song. I think it's great. And it is a perfect opener. Then we get In Search of Peter Pan, includes an except of When You Wish Upon a Star. Yeah, this is actually 2 songs, I believe. Peter Pan, is the first track, and she really has some weird ass vocal lines on there. Yeah, it is just overall, a pretty good song, but I think her vocals, are a bit hit or miss. I actually thought that Kate Bush was actually a really conventional, really commercial singer, but she's actually really avant-garde and really special. Yeah, and this song really proves it. You really, feel like you're in a fantasy world or something like that, but it also feels like, you're on a trip. An acid trip or something like that, or just a trip with Peter Pan. When You Wish Upon a Star is a bit more conventional, a bit more streamlined. There's a bit more consistency to it, because I think that her vocals on Peter Pan are a bit too hit or miss for me. They are in a way that you sing it yourself. Maybe you sing it in a really emotional way, but yeah, you have some lines, some vocal lines on there that are really, they are really great. But they are kind of cringy as well, because if you, well, they're not cringy. Cringe is the wrong word, but it's just, yeah, you really have to get used to it. It's really difficult to explain when you hit those really special notes that only you can make. If you know what I'm saying, if you do, then there we go. Then we get Wow, which is probably the most catchy song of the album. Kate Bush having some really weird lyrics on there, with her constantly saying wow, but it has a lot of melody to it. Probably the most melodic song of the entire record. I believe it is her most popular song of this record. So it is pretty good. It is pretty consistent. It has a lot of melody to it, I will say. Pretty great pop song. I want to say but yeah, there's not really a but. I think that Wow, the title is a bit weird, I think, with one word titles. I'm not entirely a big fan of, but I still can appreciate them. And then we have don't push your foot on the foot. Yeah, how do you actually say that? Don't put your foot on the heartbreak. I'm gonna leave it at that. Which I think is a really, I think Kate Bush was trying to be funny here, but don't push your foot on the brake. But she actually, had heart before, to make it a love song. I think it's kind of sappy. It's not a horrible song, but it is just kind of a ridiculous title, and the song itself. The first three songs were better. The song just kind of repeats what it already had done with some weird ass fucking vocals by Kate Bush. Not hating on Kate Bush, but just a really weird song. And then we have a kind of title track on this record, which is Oh England My Lionheart, which is mostly dominated by Kate Bush, her vocals. So her vocals, I like her vocals, but I'm not, it's really, it's not the most accessible voice to listen to, It's still a great song, but it's really personal. It feels like, you're singing to one of your siblings or your family members. I cannot really explain that, but she has just a really special voice, like she's singing to the love of her life, something like that. And I believe this line, or it was actually Wow that had a line that she wanted to have sex or something, or that sex feels great, or that was on Symphony in Blue. I cannot exactly remember, but I do remember that she did have that line, which I think is really strange, which adds to the special factor, I guess. Then we have Fullhouse, and she kind of repeats, the title track over and over again on this track as well. It's not a bad song per se. It has some, melodic parts. It has some great bass moments on it, but overall, well, does it actually have bass on track 6? I have to correct myself. No, it doesn't have bass. It didn't say anything. It has great harmonic organ that is on track 6, so there we go. It has some great diversity to it. I do like the lyrics, but it just kind of feels like I've heard the song already. A bit of a redundant song. Then we have In the Warm Room. This is probably one of the most hit or miss songs of this record. 3.5 minutes, your usual pop song. Well, not really. This is a really special pop song. I didn't know why I did this with my head all the time, but hey, I'm special as well, I guess. Like Kate Bush. In the Warm Room is just a really personal track, I believe, for Kate Bush, because she's just constantly saying that the love of your life, the girl, or in her case, the boy, I think, or one of her girlfriends. I don't know what's going on with her, with her love life, or whatever. But I'm just going with it, I guess. But she's just, really singing in a really hit or miss way. In the Warm Room, which I think is a really strange scenario, a really strange name, but I think she's referring to a home, with a heart where it is warm. I guess she's talking about that, or a room that makes you comfortable, like your bedroom, something like that. I'm not sure what is going on there, but she is constantly saying the title track, which is really hit or miss for me. She's singing it in a really highly personal voice, I would say. She's singing it really highly as well, if I didn't say it already. So this is a good song overall, but it freaks me out because it's such a weird song. Kashka from Baghdad is the 8th song. This is overall a pretty consistent song. I do love the the arrangements on this track. The lyrics are pretty good as well. This is probably our most straightforward song. Yeah, great stuff. I did like it, so there we go. Then we have Coffee Homeground. This is a bit of a more laid back song. This is where Kate Bush just kind of goes more easier on you. She still has those high pitched vocals because that is her signature sound. But yeah, I was definitely surprised when I heard it on Symphony in Blue, but I kind of got used to it on Coffee Homeground. A really relaxing song, especially when you have a coffee, then this is probably a great track to play. Really relaxing song, really great to play, really great vocals by Kate Bush. Probably her best vocal performances on there. Probably with Wow. I would say. And then we have the last song, which is Hammer Horror, and this has a lot of atmosphere to it. This is a great song overall. I do really love the melody on this track as well, with the horror-like, melody with the atmosphere to it, the horror-like atmosphere to the track. It really adds to Kate Bush's, weirdness, specialness, I guess. This song really fits with her because it is kind of a special track. I'm not offending her. I'm giving her a compliment for that she is a special artist. This is also the longest track, 4 minutes and 39 seconds, and I think together with Wow and Symphony in Blue, these are my favorite tracks because Hammer Horror really showcases that Kate Bush has great melody lines, she has great diversity, she can bring an atmosphere to the song. So I think this is my overall favorite song because it feels really creepy. Kate Bush, don't be offended if you're a Kate Bush fan, but she can be a bit creepy sometimes with her vocals and her lyrics, like that sex lyric, which I think is, it's really hit or miss. If I really look up the lyrics, I can of course understand what she's saying there, but for now I think it's kind of creepy, and the song fits perfectly with her. Not to say that she's a creep, but she can sometimes she can come over as a creep. That is all what I'm saying there. But overall, great song. I loved it. Together with side one is pretty great, I would say. Don't Push Your Foot on the Heartbreak, I still am kind of mixed about. In Search of Peter Pan is kind of mixed for me, with her vocal lines on there. Fullhouse was kind of filler. In the Warm Room is really weird. Kashka from Baghdad is alright. Coffee Homeground is really relaxing, and Hammer Horror together with Symphony in Blue and Wow are great. So overall I really enjoyed this record. It's definitely a really good pop album, but it's not great, I would say. It's still pretty good, so that is at least my opinion, and that is how it goes on this channel. You have to listen to my opinion, so there we go. If you will, of course. So I'm gonna give this record an 8.4. It was still pretty good. I think the cover is weird as hell. Oh, I believe she's actually wearing a lion costume because there was a lion head on the ground. But that wasn't going anywhere. I saw the head, but I didn't saw the rest of his body. But she's actually the Lionheart, which I think is pretty sweet. But still an 8.4. I still have to get used to her voice because it is really hit or miss, but it is a great voice. There's potential in it, but you really have to listen to Kate Bush more to really get used to her voice and her music in general. But I still really enjoyed it, so I'm gonna do more Kate Bush records, like Words of Love, I believe is a record. I believe her most popular. I believe the next one, Never Forever. No, I actually got it right, nice. And I believe that it is a bit better, so we're gonna check that out. Lionheart is still a pretty good record, but I think her next records are gonna be greater, even better. Words of Love is her, Hounds of Love is her highest rated album. I saw that album cover before, so hope you've enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Let me know what you think about Kate Bush. I think she's a good singer, but I have to get used to her a bit more to, really get into the flow of Kate Bush's music. But I do want to listen to more Kate Bush, which I'm gonna do because it's already requested. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed it. All those things you just said. Have a nice day. Peace. Stay safe, take care, and have a nice day.